Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahawadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. This is Brother Lawyer from Great Millstone, Miami. And what I want to go into in this lesson is headlines and precepts. Okay? All right. Hey, man, we're living in a time where biblical prophecies are speaking louder and clearer than ever before, man. All right? These words are really coming to life. All right? And, hey, man, a lot is happening. Okay, a lot is happening, man. All right, got a few headlines on the screen that I pulled up, man. A couple I've been keeping my eye on. All right, and in this lesson, I just want to link it in with biblical prophecy as we do. Okay, and just show you what times we're living in, man. I may not necessarily be reading through all of these articles because it's a mouthful. Okay, but I'll read a portion of them and then go of course, find the correlating scriptures, man. All right, going to show you, man, as the word of the Bible says, man, as the word of the Lord says, all right, that how His word will not go out void, okay, all right, but it will accomplish that which He please, and it will prosper whereunto He sent it, man, okay, all right, and with all of that being said, Lord willing, this video is edifying, and I'll actually start here with Habakkuk chapter 2, okay, verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Okay, so the Lord has set us, his men up, his prophets in these last days to, look out into the world and see what it is that the Lord is doing. Okay, all right, that He's doing in the earth, man, and for us to go out there and prophesy and tell people, all right, the vision of the Lord. Okay, what the Lord has said. Okay, and how it's actually playing out and manifesting in the earth. Okay, all right, that's why Second Ezra tells you in the 15th chapter, all right, which I believe I have that queued up here as well. All right, Second Ezra 15, it tells you in verse 1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I shall put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Okay, all right. So the Lord commands us to go out there and prophesy, to speak, and to speak the words of prophecy, which are His words, man. Okay, because this is what the Lord had said. This is what the Lord has decreed upon the earth, man. All right, such things as famines, uproars of the people. Okay, all right, crazy weather patterns. Okay, different signs in the heavens. All right, amongst many other things, man. Wars, rumors of wars, man. All right, pestilences. Okay, all right, and to write them in paper for us and this generation to read. Okay, why? Because they are faithful and true. So as these words come to pass and they begin to manifest themselves upon the earth, all right, we're able to go back into the record of the scriptures and see, okay, the Lord set it up back then for the prophets to speak these words, to receive these visions, and to write them down so that we can have it today. All right, so that we can have a reference point to know why these things are taking place, man. And that allows us to be bold, okay, in the face of our enemies and in the face of all the incredulity of this world, man. All right. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, which the incredulity goes into unbelief, okay, that speak against thee, because you have a lot of people who hate us, all right, the majority, the world hates us, okay, the scriptures tell you, well, Yahushua said to his disciples, marvel not if the world hates you, okay, all right, and hey, don't let the unbelief, the fact that people can't get it, they don't like it, all right, they live their lives in opposition to to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, to the fear of the Lord. Okay, don't let it trouble you. Okay, because this was all written, this was all planned. All right, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Okay, all right. So at the end of the day, the words that the Lord spoke against the wickedness of this earth, and which is the reason why these plagues and these things are taking place. All right, just because people don't want to believe doesn't mean that they're not going to get caught up in the judgment. Okay, so we don't got to worry about that. All we got to do is focus on preaching the word, man. All right, and girding up our loins, man, and making our face hard against their faces and our foreheads hard against their foreheads. Okay, and actually rejoicing that we were counted worthy and meet to be partakers of Yahweh's sufferings, man. Because as he is, so are we in this world, man. Okay, all right. Now going back to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, it says, "And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, man. All right, that he may run that readeth it." So the vision, all right, is the prophecies, man, that the Lord would give his ancient prophets, which are back today. Okay, all right, because the Lord told John the Revelator, all right, that thou must prophesy again. Okay, All right, and the Lord also says in the scriptures, I believe it's in the book of Sirach, it tells you that the Lord will raise up prophets which have been in thy name. Okay, all right, so the prophets are back. Okay, that which is then is now, man. The Lord always sent out his prophets again and again throughout the ages, throughout the generations to speak his words, man. Okay, all right, so going back to the scripture says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, man. All right, so that's why we have these words written in the Bible, man. Okay, all right, that's why we have the Bible compiled together, because the Lord commanded his prophets to write it upon tables, to write it upon these pages, man. Okay, all right, that he may run that readeth it. So once we receive the vision, once we receive the understanding, okay, all right, and we make it plain, what are we supposed to go out there and do, man? All right, we're supposed to repent. All right, we're supposed to seek the Lord, and we're supposed to go out there and prophesy and warn the people. Okay, verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Okay, all right, so the vision is yet for an appointed time, man, and clearly we're I mean, this is the appointed time, man. We're at the end, man. Okay, we're in the last days, man. Okay, and at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay, all right, so the vision is gonna come to pass, man. All right, and it's manifesting itself, man. All right, 2022 was a crazy year. Okay, all right, this was, oh my goodness. All right, you had all type of uproars taking place. Okay, all right, you had what, food shortages, famines, pestilences. All right, energy shortages. Okay, you know, you had different sectors of business. Letting go of employees. Scriptures talk about there shall be no work for Egypt. Okay, all right, you different wars taking place on the earth. All right, different types of calamities. I mean, the weather was crazy hot. I mean, hot, man. And then when the cold came, it was cold, wildfires, storms, freak hurricanes. All right, so yeah, man, we're living in a time where these words that were spoken by the prophets in the ancient times, all right, and written down, in the Bible, all right, what we know as the Bible today, all right, we're living in the times where these written things, all right, are coming to pass, all right, where the written word is coming to pass, is coming to life. All right, now the first headline I have here is from FoxNews.com. All right, now this was published December 27th, 2022. Okay, all right. It says farmer predicts worse food shortages, um, higher prices in 2023 amid inflation, drought, and interest rate heights. Okay, all right. Now this is a one farmer that is saying these things, that has this opinion. Okay, but you can guarantee that this is not in a vacuum. All right, you have other farmers that also share the same opinion, because they're on the front lines of all of this this food shortages and food scarcity. They're seeing it firsthand, what's happening with the economy. Okay, all right, what's happening with the supply chain, what's happening with the weather, and how it's affecting them on a daily basis. Okay, this is their life, and a matter of fact, the scriptures tell you, cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest, man. All right, the scriptures tell you in Second Ezra chapter 15, it tells you that they that till the ground shall mourn, man. So look, this is a fulfillment of that prophecy. Okay, this is a fulfillment of that prophecy, man. Okay, all right, now going to the article, it says drought, supply chains shortages, and the rising cost of doing business led to a difficult 2022 for American farmers, but 2023 could be even worse. Okay, a fourth generation dairy farmer said. All right, which I say this, amongst my camp, man. These farmers, man, these people who, raise livestock and cattle and grain, produce. They've been doing this for generations. This is all they know. This is all they know. All right, and that's being stripped from them one way or another. It's affecting their lives one way or another, man. And they take great pride and joy in what they do. Okay, and their livelihood is being destroyed, man. Why? Because the Lord is plaguing the earth, man. This is a prophecy being fulfilled. The scriptures talk about famines in the last days, man. All right, and people don't like to hear it, but it's just true. It's just true. Okay, it's just true, man. All right, it says, I definitely think We have a food security threat. Stephanie Nash, a Tennessee farmer and agricultural advocate, told Fox News, I believe 2023 is going to be rough, worse than this year. Food prices have been outpacing overall inflation in 2022, as November food prices showed a 10.6 increase compared to last year, while overall inflation is 7.1%, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The number of factors, I'm sorry, a number of factors have contributed to rising food prices, including fertilizer and fuel shortages. Okay, all right, that's being affected, according to what the media is pushing out there, by war. Okay, by the supply chain being disrupted because of the C-19. Okay, all right, the different sanctions and wars going on over there, in the Eastern Hemisphere. Okay, fuel shortages. All right, so which means they can't operate the machinery needed, okay, to cultivate their crops. Extreme weather conditions and rising interest rates in an industry that relies on debt financing, Nash said. Okay, so this is somebody who has eyewitness experience to what is going on. She not just gonna make this up. Okay, all right, everything is moving to the tune of biblical prophecy. Okay, it says 2022 was a really hard year. The 29-year-old said, "I think there's going to be a lot of shortages next year for sure. Okay, we're going to have a supply chain shortage. We're going to have an increase in our food prices at grocery stores." She added, "I don't think it's gonna go down anytime soon. I think Americans are really going to be hurting in their wallet, and it's already happening." Okay, there's no need to think. Okay, it's going down. All right, it's happening. All right. It says most U.S. farmers take out short-term variable rate loans each year to pay for everything from seed to fertilizer, and fertilizer to livestock and machinery. Okay, so they have to take out these loans. All right, loans that they're probably not able to take to pay back, according to the Department of Agriculture. As a result, um, as a result, the Federal Reserve's aggressive interest rate increases, from as low as 0 to as high as 4.25, has raised the cost of farm operations. Okay, and they ain't got that type of money. Okay, all right. You have family farmers and ranchers that can't pay their bills. They that till the ground shall mourn. Okay. Matter of fact, let me just get it. All right. Let me just get that precept, man. All right. Hey, this is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." Okay, and they getting ready to celebrate so-called New Year's. They just got finished celebrating Saturnalia. Okay, all right. So hey, that's why these things are increasing in the earth, man. Okay, all right. Going down to verse 10, it says, matter of fact, I'll jump further down. All right. Verse 11. All right, it says, "But I will bring them, which of them is the children of Israel, all right, out of this new modern day Egypt, with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." Okay, so when we see these things taking place in the earth, with the economy, all right, with the weather, with the crops, farmland, that is a result of the Lord plaguing the earth, man. Okay, all right, He's plaguing Egypt. All right, especially here in Babylon, He's plaguing Egypt. All right, because Babylon the Great is a spiritual Egypt. Okay, all right, the same way He's plagued ancient Egypt, He's doing it again. And one of the things that the Lord did when He plagued ancient Egypt was He destroyed their crops. All right, He was destroying their cattle. Okay, all right, you read it, man. Okay, it says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it." All right, it says, "They that till the ground shall mourn." Who are those that till the ground? Farmers, husbandmen. Okay, "for their seed shall fail through the blast of hot air, cold air, blizzards, storms, wildfires, and hail, and the fearful constellation." The sun is releasing all this solar radiation, and it's burning up our crops, and it's causing no rain to come down, and it's heat waves, and it's droughts. That's what they talking about. Okay, All right, that's what they talking about, man. It's going down. All right, it's happening. Okay, let's see. There they go, man. That's why the Lord gonna destroy this place, man. Um, these damn fireworks, man. But yeah, jumping further down into the article, and I'll move to some more headlines. It says one of the worst droughts the country has seen in decades is also helping fuel food inflation. All right, why? Because there's a diminishing in the crops. Okay, which means they have to bump the prices up. All right, to break even for what they produced, man. The amount of money that they had to pour out to produce these fewer and fewer crops, they have to increase the prices of the crops because there's less, there's less produce, man. All right, to help balance it out, man, because they spent all this money, they taking out all these loans to produce very little, okay, compared to what they were able to produce before. So now they have to raise the prices, man, to get back their money, man. Okay, because there's less product, man, and it's harder to produce, man. So that's why the food prices are going up, man. Okay, that's why the grocery prices are gonna go up, and they're gonna continue to go up, man. All right. It says as of Tuesday, 53% of the lower 48 states is in a drought. Okay, so as of the Tuesday that just passed, okay, 53%, okay, 53.2%, man, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor, man, and that's a good source, man. I use that source in a few of my lessons, man. Okay, all right, that's over half. Okay, that's over half, man. All right, it says I think that's a big threat to the United States. Weather, drought, and water. Nash told Fox News, "We really didn't, I'm sorry, initiate any new programs to help farmers with devastation across the, yeah, oh my gosh, across America, man. Okay, so you see that they ain't initiate no new plans to help them out. They just left them high and dry. Okay, meanwhile they got money to send overseas. Okay, all right, they got time to do everything else. All right, but deal with the problems that's taking place in this country. And the scriptures tell you about that, man. All right, how Egypt shall err in every work thereof, man. Okay, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit, man. All right, so you see the weather is taking an effect, and that's according to the scriptures, man. All right, the Lord said it was going to be these things taking place in the earth, man. Different famines, man. Weather catastrophes, man. Okay, heat waves, man. Matter of fact, let's get that in Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire, man. So that's how the Lord visits the earth, man. Okay, all right, with these different disasters, man. All right, and we're living in a time where the Lord is visiting the earth, man. According to Second Ezra chapter 9, it tells you, okay, all right, that this is the very same time when thou shalt see of uproars and earthquakes of the people in the world, which there have been many uproars that are taking place, that have taken place, and earthquakes of the people in the world in recent history, man. Okay, all right, this year, last year too. All right, and it's been ramping up, man. Then shalt thou know it is the very same time wherein the Most High will begin to visit the world which He made. And how does the Lord visit the world? All right, how does He do that? All right, by bringing earthquakes, thunderstorms, great noise, storm and tempest, flame of devouring fire, droughts, wildfires, uncontrollable. That's how the Lord does it. Okay. Now, I have a headline from Newsbreak. Okay, which I thought this was pretty cool, man. All right, and they Newsbreak, they feature other other websites. Okay, other news outlet websites, they feature them. Okay, so I like Newsbreak a lot, man. All right, that's why I use them a lot. But anyway, they're featuring from space.com a headline that reads, every planet in the solar system will be visible on Wednesday, all right, December 28th. Here's how to see them. Now this is already passed, okay, but this is a sign, man. Okay, all right, it's supposed to be considered a planetary alignment from what I understand. All right, it says take a grand tour of the solar system tonight, December 28th, which again it has already passed. All right, as each of the planets in the solar system will be visible at the same time. As 2022 comes to an end, skywatchers can take in the rare sight of all the planets in our solar system aside from Earth together in the sky. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn are all currently visible simultaneously with the naked eye. All right, it says the two outermost planets, Uranus and Neptune, can meanwhile be observed with binoculars or a telescope. All right, it says to celebrate this excellent sky watching opportunity. All right, blah blah blah. They pretty much give you the timestamp. All right, and they tell you can view it via telescope, right? And people will see these types of things because I remember earlier this year was these great auroras, those northern lights um, that were taking place. Okay, I believe that was earlier this year, right? And people were all like, "Oh my gosh," because the solar activity was heavy at that time. So the Earth was being bombarded as they, according to East science, how they say the Earth was being bombarded by solar radiation, and it was affecting the what they call the magnetosphere, the atmosphere around the Earth, and giving off these colorful displays in the atmosphere in the northern hemisphere. And people were all, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, so pretty. Well, first of all, you're not supposed to be rejoicing if you're in the world. Okay, these things take place. You're supposed to be afraid, man. All right, if you ain't turned back to Yahweh Shem Shai, you don't fear the Lord. That's a sign of your doom. Okay. Now, for those of us who believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, all right, and hope in his salvation, we look at these things and we rejoice, man. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity." Okay, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right, so there's going to be signs in the heavens, man. Okay, all right, that we're going to see in these last days, man. All right, matter of fact, there's also another precept I wanted to bring out because it talks about fearful sights. Okay, all right, this is Luke 21 and 11. All right, it says, "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences." All right, there's great earthquakes have taken place, man. All right, you had an earthquake. I want to say it was in northern Mississippi, which it wasn't really a heavy type of earthquake. All right, but nonetheless, for that region, that would be a great, a great earthquake. Okay, to be taking place in that place, and that doesn't happen that often, man. Usually you hear earthquakes, California, in the islands near volcanoes. Okay, all right, it's famines, pestilences. All right, bird flu. That was another thing this year. Okay, a lot of chickens supposedly died of bird flu. Okay, all right, that's why the price of them damn eggs going up. Them eggs, man. All right, it says, "And fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven." Okay, so that's this planetary alignment, or these planets being visible in the night sky on the 28th of December. That was a great sign, man. All right, and it should have been considered a fearful sight for you people out there in the world, man. Okay, I'm sure you got people that's all into astrology and astronomy and into different witchcrafts and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, Venus is in Pisces, casting they spells and shit, thinking it was a good event. Well, guess what? It's not, man, because the Lord getting ready to come back and light this kingdom on fire, man. All right, the kingdom of the Edomites is going to be go up in flames. Okay, so that wasn't something for them to rejoice about, man. All right. Now going back to Luke chapter 21, verse 28, it says, "And then shall they see the sign of the and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh." So for those of us who believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, this is a time for us to rejoice and be happy because all these signs are taking place. Okay, to lift up our heads, to be elated, to be exalted, to be excited for these things, man, to be enthusiastic about it. All right, but for you people in the world, hey, you might as well, hey, just count your days, man. Start counting your days because it's a wrap. It's a wrap for all of you, man. Okay, all right. End times headlines. Okay, on the 26th, they let out a headline as well. It says extreme weather events are coming in 2023, and consequences are likely to be cataclysmic. Which I won't go over this. I mean, this is at this point we've all done heard this many times over and over again. Okay, all right, about how this weather is getting worse and worse. Okay, all right, you're gonna have more worse hurricanes and tornadoes. Okay, all right, thunderstorms. Destroying the crops and everything, man. All right, the Lord said these things was gonna happen, man. So hey, be prepared, man. Okay. Be prepared mentally, all right, for the effect that these things are gonna have, you know, and don't be offended either, man. Okay, when people start coming up against us and coming up against our message, well, hey, look at what's going on in the world. Look at what even their own prophets and scientists and priests are saying, and look at what's going on in the Bible, man. All right, clearly there has to be some correlation, man. So we got to stand on our faith, man. All right, forget about what these people talking about. Okay, all right, all of their incredulity and their rebuttals and their hatred that they have for us, well, that's on them. Okay, because at the end of the day they're going to die in their unfaithfulness, and they have to deal with what the Lord is bringing, whether or not they want to believe it or not, or believe in the Bible or not, or attribute it to prophecy like how we do. They're going to have to deal with the fact that them damn eggs, looking like it's about to be $5, $6, $7 okay, for a dozen. Okay, all right, if not more. Okay, less food on the shelves, man. Less water on the shelves. Okay, no jobs. They're gonna have to deal with the CBDC coming and these pestilences. Okay, talks of more lockdowns. They're gonna have to deal with it. They're gonna have to deal with it. It's getting damn hot and hotter, and it's getting damn cold, and it's getting colder, and the storm's worse. They're gonna have to deal with that. Okay, and that's good, man. And that's gonna help build our faith, man. And how about Shemal Shai as we see these events, unfold more and more. Okay. All right. Now, Sirach chapter 36, verse, uh, let's see. Verse 6, it says, Shew new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary and the enemy. I'm sorry, and the enemy. Okay. All right. So, hey, that's why we seeing more of these events take place in the earth. All right. And it's unprecedented. Okay, it's unlike anything that the world has ever seen. All right, it's getting worse and worse, man, and that's how it should be, man. All right, because people are getting more and more wicked. Okay, all right. Let's see here. From Newsbreak, all right, featuring from the Independent.com. All right, the World Health Organization urges China to strengthen its COVID response as cases surge. Okay, all right, it says the WHO, the WHO, has urged Chinese officials to strengthen their response to rising COVID rates. The organization called on China to strengthen viral sequencing, clinical management, and impact assessment, as a loosening of restrictions has spurred has sparred new waves of the virus. Okay, all right, so they had those restrictions and they lightened up, and supposedly that caused a bigger outbreak to occur. Okay, all right. It says who also invited Chinese scientists to engage more closely, and who led C rates. I'm sorry, C expert networks, including the C19 Clinical Management Network. It says it comes after the UK government announced new travel restrictions on people coming from China due to the increasing rates of infection in the country. All right, so you see this C19 ain't gone away, man. All right, and it keeps coming back up, man. So it's a man. It could very well be that there's more waves of this pestilence that the Lord has put out there. Okay, all right, and we see similar things that happen in 2020. All right, reoccur again in the very new future, man. There may be more lockdowns and more restrictions coming back to this side of the earth, man. And you already know this is going to affect the supply chain, all right, and affect the economy over there. Okay, like the brother Karab in my camp, the officer, one of the officers in my camp, he said it. He said it. What happens over there in the east affects over here. Okay, all right. So again, just going to into prophecy, how the Lord said, all right, it's going to be pestilences and plagues in the last days, which those precepts have been brought out. Okay, multiple times, man. So let's see. I want to bring out this last precept here, Second Ezra chapter 16, and let's see, Second Ezra 16, and it's in verse 37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack, as when a woman with child." Okay, All right, so we see these plagues of famine, disease. All right, the economy being plagued, the weathers. Okay, the weather patterns. All right, earthquakes in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars. All right, all right. It says scriptures say they draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son. Within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Okay, all right. So the same way you have a woman bringing forth a child, as she draws nigh unto unto labor, those pains get worse and worse, man. Okay, as the child is coming out, those pains and contractions get worse and worse, and they get closer and closer, and stronger and stronger. And that's what we see, man. That's why it's one thing after the next, one thing after the next, man. Okay, all right. The Lord, in the span of a week, damn near turned a whole continent into a popsicle, man. The whole of North America, damn near, the Lord turned into a popsicle. Okay, in a matter of a week, man. Okay. Verse 39, it says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. All right, that's the times we living in, man. Things about to get worse and worse, man. Call halayim la Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai b'Hashem Rachak. Double honors to the elder apostles, with great millstone, citations to the elect. Kwame Asherah on the Shalom.